One thing that Star Wars is famous for, of course, is epic scale
Dude, he's
battles.
so young.
In A New Hope, there was a space battle above the Death Star. You go to Empire Strikes Back, you get a ground battle on an ice planet. That's different. Then it's in a forest with smaller walkers in the third one. George was always finding ways in the old movies to say, how can I do this, but do it again differently? And in the Clone Wars, we wanted to do something that really caught the audience. So we took elements of ground battles and we said, well, what if we're doing it vertically? What if we're going up a cliff? So that was how the vertical battle got born. And it changed the whole dynamic of the battle because you have these shots where you're looking down the face of the cliff and the droids are up above, so they have an advantage. And it really worked to have the walkers, and it became a natural for this vehicle to suddenly be able to do more than you first thought it could. Often inside the giant battle that you're watching, whether it be a space battle, ground battle, there is the personal battle that's happening as well. It's very easy to get lost in all the excitement and all the cool shots you can do, but what's the human element going on here? And that's an interesting thing to get into during the Clone War.
Your training has come a long way, boy.
The fights in the Clone Wars have to be long, but they can't overpower the emotional drama that's happening or the story that we're having. That's something that's very important to George. And a good illustration of this is when Obi-Wan Kenobi dies in A New Hope. It's hard to find a more emotional moment in all 6 films. People in the theater were devastated.
No!
And then when Obi-Wan Kenobi calls back to Luke later when he's in the trench,
Use the Force, Luke.
people cheered in the theater. They were so excited and so relieved that Obi-Wan was still there in some form, that he was still guiding Luke. And you have to remember when you're doing the big scope of the battle that you can't lose the individual.
Captain Rex,
Yes, General.
we're not going to be able to help you.
Don't worry about us, General. We'll be all right.